Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. How are you today? Doesn't look like anybody's here yet. So, what we're going to do is I put a poll on my community page, and it, uh, the
Sorry.
historical figures and um, the famous people, celebrities, I put a poll and it was like 67-1 or 67-33 for the historical readings. So I picked out three or four things to read
NFP.
on if no one has a suggestion. But the only two that I kind of say let's leave in there is Albert Einstein and Eleanor Roosevelt. What is there anybody historically that you would like a mediumship read on? And here's another caveat. Sometimes when I'm doing a mediumship reading, I can put down the cards and just talk. Sometimes I cannot. So, and sometimes I am just channeling the cards. That's what they're trying to say. But sometimes all I can do, it's like I get the nuances, but I can't. And so the only thing I can figure out is either I don't have enough practice, or some of them say I'm not going to go there. So you figure it out for yourself. I don't know. So that's the way it is.
Shall we say hi to
Hello,
people who have
Joji.
joined us?
Yeah. Hi, Joji. How are you doing? Hi, Flowing. Hi, Cecile.
We have
Janet
Janet
P.
P.
Awesome. Oh, Jalicia. Hi there. I haven't seen you in a while.
Flowing, Jalicia, Cecile, Janet P. We have 9 people in the house. Butterfly kisses. Hello. It's nice to see you all today.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my
So,
best to accompany Kathleen today because hi Arlene. We
she doesn't look very good.
I am homeschooling my brother's girls, and they're taking a lot out of me. So if I'm not able to read, I'll be chatting with you guys. Hi Ron.
Yeah.
So we have
I
Arlene
mean,
that has joined.
you came on with me whenever I couldn't read, and I knew it, and I just told everybody. I'm done.
Exactly. So I'm not going to BS. I'm just going to say, hey, it ain't working.
Yeah.
Hi JR.
Okay,
Okay.
let's roll the dice.
Who's first? It's going to be Einstein. Is it?
Three.
Three.
Three
Sarah
is
Winchester. Okay.
Sarah
Who?
Winchester. Oops. Okay, let me see when she lived. She's the one who has the Winchester was the reason for the Winchester house, why it was
So, what can you tell
in
us about her?
1830. She was born. Yeah, she was born 1839 to September 1922. She was the American heiress who amassed great wealth after the deaths of her husband, William Ward Winchester, and her mother-in-law, Jane Ellen Hope. Her income included $200 million, which would be $536.3 million in 2022, as well as a 50% holding in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, which made her one of the wealthiest women in the world at the time. It was in California. She constructed the Winchester Mansion in San Jose, California, for 38 years. Popular legends, which began during her lifetime, held that she was convinced she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle, and the only way to protect herself was to add to her California home. Since her death, the sprawling Winchester Mystery House has become a popular tourist attraction known for its staircase that lead to nowhere, along with its many winding rooms and doors that lead to walls or sudden drops. She was born the daughter of let's see. Um, let's see. She married William Ward, the only son, Oliver Winchester of the renown. She and William had one daughter, Annie Pardee Winchester, who was born uh, 18 June 1866 and died in July. She had a sad life, but what I thought we could ask is, there's two stories to the legend. One is that she kind of went a little bit crazy and decided to make rooms for in her house for all of the people because she was having nightmares and night traumas and all this kind of stuff. So for all the people killed. And then the other story is that she went to a medium and the medium told her that. So I kind of, that, she couldn't have peace until she had a room for all the people that the rifle had killed. And I was kind of wondering, was that her getting away from, like, she was coming into gifts and, these people were bothering her? Or I don't think that if I had my druthers, there wouldn't be any guns. But I think that if I was going to be mad and haunt someone, I would haunt the person who was responsible for my death. Actually, I wouldn't think of who made the gun that did me in. What do you think? Was she just coming into gifts, and her being, where she was, she just thought that it must be they're bothering me, so it must be the people who the rifle has killed. But actually, they were just coming to her because she had gifts, and they were trying to. I don't know.
I don't know. Many people want to, be able to sue companies that are making guns.
Yeah, but that was
right.
Yeah, but that was back in, this is 18 something. So
yeah,
how many people would think of a lawsuit? You see what I'm trying to say at the time?
So there are questions from Joji. The question is the house still haunted? Are they really people? You're saying, are they really people who were can you rephrase the question, please? I'm sorry.
Sure. Were there actually people? Was it actually ghosts or spirits that were haunting her? Were they haunting her? Here's several different questions. Okay, were they haunting her? Actually haunting her, or were these just spirits from around the neighborhood, as well as things that were coming to her, and she was seeing them as something, as like a curse or something? But she just had the gift. If she would just have known how to do it, there's that theory.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
there's also the mental imbalance theory, and then there is the medium telling her that. And I want to see which one is the true one.
Okay.
And so, do you think we should ask? Should we ask each question, or should we ask what is the true answer? Do you think
I
that
think
would?
we could ask for the true answer. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, do we know if she said that she was seeing them or she was
Let's
just
see.
hearing them? Because I keep feeling
She,
schizophrenia. And that
she
develops in the
was.
20s.
It was her dreams.
In her dreams.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
in her dreams,
Okay.
and she couldn't sleep at night because of her dreams. And she,
Yeah.
it was hearing them, and she would hear them through the house, walking the floors and everything, but she would see them in her dreams.
Okay. So the question I'm going to ask is, who are the ghosts? Which question do you want to ask?
Um, let's
Miss Charlotte,
okay. Let's ask if there were any ghosts in the house.
was there any ghosts in the house? Miss Charlotte,
And
the
then
readings are on the dice and that they're at the bottom of the screen. Yeah.
yeah,
And
it's a this is a mediumship, famous historical people, not celebrities. I mean, Albert Einstein, Eleanor Roosevelt, those are what I would normally think of. But any that you would want to suggest, we can, and we can take these down. But those were just some I thought of because so often I'm just sitting here.
I got a very strong sense that there really were spirits in the house. And
Okay.
it's something that, like you mentioned, it was in the 1800s. So way back then, ghost stories, they weren't, unless you had issues, they were real because you didn't have TV and things like that to necessarily come up with those things, right? The other thing too that I'm seeing here is that um, unless you had mental health issues as well, or you were a charlatan. She was not a charlatan. And
Right.
they became part of her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to learn to live with them. She also, I feel, there was a lack of balance in her mental state at one point because of that. It was something that
Yeah.
she really had to fight. And with the King of Sword, I feel that at one point, I feel it's her husband that put his foot down and thought that she was totally bonkers. And eventually, I do believe that he witnessed something because eventually he let go of that. But I feel that her husband uh, really was very strict with her. I hate saying that, a husband being strict with his wife. To me, that's, but anyway. The house became a foundation of her situation, of her living situation. And um, it was basically her way to contribute. Did she give part of her fortune to some of the families of um, victims?
I
Do we
don't
know?
know. Let's see. Um,
She gave a lot
she
of
left
money.
a
Yeah.
uh, she left a will. She left it to her house to her niece, but she left a will in 13 sections, which she signed 13 times. But it doesn't say who she got. But her will was in 13 different pieces, and her signature was on it 13 different times. So she
I feel that
and
when
but
she,
it,
yeah,
it doesn't say anything about that. But the belongings in the Winchester house, she left to a niece.
okay,
So she left the house and the belongings to a specific person, and then she did other things with the money. So go ahead.
okay. And then I got, with this Nine of Pentacles, I feel that she eventually came to peace with all of this. But a lot of charlatans did take advantage of her, I feel.
Hmm. Yeah,
Some of them were
I
real,
do
but
too.
others were not. And there was a question from Joji if the medium was real and if people in her family were somehow, um, hmm, keep on turning, huh? And if somehow some of the people in that medium's, could it have been a male medium? Um, if he had, if he benefited, if he got money from that, I'm not certain. It could be.
Well,
Um, but it was a
I find
catalyst.
it fascinating.
What?
I find it fascinating that I'm still stuck on. She put the will in 13 different sections and signed each of them so that each person that it goes to could be sectioned off from the other person. I'm just stuck on that. When you read the will, in order to read the will, the whole document, it has to be
Yeah.
read entirely with all the spectators. But she made 13 different wills and signed all of them so that
She,
each one.
yeah, yeah. And it was planned that way. She planned it that way because these spirits became her whole life. I feel,
Mhm.
and I feel that it was also a way to guard what she had put in place for them. Was she
Mhm.
successful or not? Um, I'm not certain. Maybe. I don't know with this chariot card.
She still took some control.
Hmm. Yeah, she maintained control. She maintained
Mhm.
control. So that's basically what I got from her.
Well, what I've got is she could see the big picture. She could see, was aware of spirits, and it it burdened her in a way that it really put. She actually had financial acumen, but the seeing of spirits burdened her in a way that made her. She thought she was losing her mind. She was trying to do anything to get. She didn't want this, but at the same time, because her husband had the Winchester rifle, and she started really seeing and hearing them after his death. But what she didn't realize was she could see and hear them all along, and that was it had always been a problem with her. But it wasn't until her mother-in-law and father-in-law and husband died that she could truly find. She didn't have the distractions. She didn't have when she would start to hear something, somebody call her to do something. She didn't have that anymore. And people say that the grief drove her crazy. No, it was the solitude. The reason why that she had so many spirits come in at that time was because in her lifetime, although they were wealthy people and they didn't have to work for 18 hours a day to make a living, she still had the distractions and responsibilities of a wife, of a daughter-in-law, that kept her more on her toes.
Mm-hmm.
But when she lost everybody within a year. I just saw that. And so she lost her in-laws and her husband within the space of 1 year. And so grief is a time of solitude. You go in because you are so stunned and so hurt and everything. But when she stopped and everything else stopped, these spirits came and they were trying to give comfort to her, but she was locked into her nightmares, and she couldn't feel love because her daughter had died a long time ago. Before that, she only lived a few months, and her husband and her mother-in-law, father-in-law, all that she loved was gone. And so she thought that these were vengeful spirits coming to. So
okay,
she asked a medium, and it was a medium who told her that because it was her hope to settle these spirits. But what she didn't understand was the spirits that she was seeing and that she was feeling, that she was hearing. They weren't there because they did not have an agenda. They came to...
They came for help.
For help. They came to all they wanted was, they realized that they recognized her light, her ability, and they wanted help passing on. And
but they never got it, did they?
No.
She built them
because
a house.
she was too frightened, and she wanted it to go away. But this did this did affect her for a while, as in an illness. It was like, oh my God, because she thought she was losing her mind. But they came to an accord and worked together as far towards the end. She came to realize she still didn't know how to help them. She still didn't know how to move them on. She was not, but her feelings of being under attack were gone. She came to have a real relationship. It was like a lightning moment when she actually could speak to some of them and understand what, instead of just seeing and freaking out and running away, she stopped and talked, and the person answered her. And that was like a light bulb moment. That was like, oh my God, you don't have vengeance on your mind. You don't, and she realized that everything is linked together. But they didn't, I don't understand why she couldn't have, I don't understand why she had so much money and everything, why she didn't come across somebody who could actually, cross them over.
Because in those
Because I think
days, it was survival, right? Survival meant material things, meant having a house over
yeah.
your head. It meant being able to plow the field and plant the seeds. And it meant that that's how they felt. They didn't see that there was a spirituality, a spiritual world. Once you die, you go to purgatory until, the last judgment.
Right.
That's basically how it was in those days.
Yeah.
The
It was too.
the spirituality and the recognition of the spiritual world didn't come until the Golden Dawn and the rise of the occultism, and
Uh
then we came along. Look what happened.
huh.
I think
But
that's a lot about that's mostly that. And what I felt was
yeah,
that she was putting the money in, right? That's
she was
how
what?
she was putting money on things to try to help them and
Hmm.
help herself, but that's not what they needed, because that's not what they did on the other
She
side. They
couldn't.
need on the other side.
I mean, and think about it. If she, even if she can talk to them a little bit and say, "Well, what do you want?" and they say, "I want to go to the light," and she's like, "Okay, let's build you a room to stay in, and we'll try to figure out how to do that." Because you see what I'm trying to say? I mean,
Yeah,
it's like, I'll build you a room to stay in because I don't know
I'll
how
put
to
a
do
light
that.
on. Yeah, I'll put a light on. You know, it's like the movie I saw, The Two Popes. They talked about angels, and they had no understanding of what angels were. So calling Saint Michael the Archangel to come over and accompany somebody on the other side is just not done. No, in those days, it wasn't done. So,
Right.
shall we roll the dice?
Yep, roll the dice one more time. Let's see. And it's 4. All right, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh,
Yay.
you wanted
She's my
that one.
hero. Has there been anybody else? Um, Let me look through here who said a historical figure, because I was just winging it.
There was a lot of questions about Sarah Winchester. So, are there any questions about Mrs. Roosevelt that you would like to ask?
But yeah, I mean, I think some of them might have been the ghost of somebody who died from the Winchester rifle. But if if but I don't think I think all of the spirits and everything that she was seeing were just drawn to her as a medium. They weren't, you know,
Yeah.
they weren't. But anyway, Eleanor Roosevelt. Let's see. What do we want to ask her? Because she is so.
Flowing, I'm sending you lots of love and light and healing light. And hopefully that Omicron
Oh,
bug is just going to go away. I'm so sorry. You're still so sick.
oh
Hi,
no.
Shelby,
I'm
Lisa.
sorry.
Oh, it's
What?
horrible.
Oh, bless your heart, Chloe. Oh no.
It's
Well,
horrible.
the only good thing that from what they said is this one, instead of being like having the strange symptoms like a unbelievably high fever and stuff, it's just essentially a bad bad flu, and then uh, you know of course it can turn into pneumonia and all that kind of stuff, just like the normal flu can.
Mm.
But they did say that instead of having, the dreadful onset, that it was usually more mild, especially for those who've been vaxxed. So I
Mm.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter has it. My grandson has it. The the babies. Um, I mean, she's sick, but they did test and it came back negative. So, but
It
it's
came
kind of
back
strange that
negative?
she's sick with the same symptoms. Yeah, on
Yeah.
the baby,
Yeah.
she's 18 months old, and
Yeah.
Jeanette took her in because Jeanette has it and Bryson has it, and Jeanette took her
Yeah.
in to be tested, and hers came back negative.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, what could she get besides that? But anyway.
That's strange. Oh, there it
Okay,
is.
Eleanor Roosevelt. Yeah.
I know that she
Thank
was a
you.
first lady and she did a lot for the country, but I don't know what
Yes,
that is.
she she I'll look on Wiki, but she had a huge part in like the labor laws, the like child labor and everything else going on. She was the force behind that. But she actually they she gets a lot. She also was behind the right for women to vote and everything. But
Okay.
she in she gets a lot of flack because of the fact that there was something about the Equal Rights Act that because it could harm there was something on the way it was written. There was something on the Equal Rights Act that could hinder something with her protection of the rights to workers, and so she chose the rights to work for workers over, and she got behind that because actually, I honestly think, if you want to know my thinking, is she knew that the good she could do with about the right to vote, she could get it passed. But being behind the other one, she knew it would not pass. So rather than giving up on the one that she could finagle through, I think that's but she has been vilified by feminists for not
doing enough. Yeah. The thing is, the United States is a big, huge machine. Have you ever tried to turn around an airplane carrier in the ocean? It takes a very, very long time to turn around. And if you don't want it to kill over, you need to do it strategically. So, I believe in what people are trying to do nowadays and then, but unfortunately, it needs to be done slowly if you want it to be done at all. So, I'm going to ask if she has.
But her human rights achievements were just. She was superhero when it came to all this kind of stuff, and I don't even understand the lingo,
And she probably was. But she probably was also running the country at the end when FDR was sick. There is a rumor about that she was, in a way, the first female president, because she was running the country. Yeah. Truman didn't even know if he was sick. Didn't talk.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Oh, I agree with you, Camilla. Nice to meet you, Camilla.
Hello. I don't think I recognize her name either.
No, welcome.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see you.
Hi, Sharon. Okay. We have 19 people.
Let's just, I just want to tune in to Eleanor and see what she wants to say. I don't know what to ask her. It's kind of like, stage fright or whatever, because she was my hero. Let's see. Eleanor Roosevelt.
I feel that she's talking about do not be afraid. Maybe that's for you. Don't be afraid. Ask away.
Okay, Eleanor Roosevelt. What do you want to say to us? What can we... Okay. What would be something what do we need to do right now for human rights? Eleanor Roosevelt.
And I'm going to ask for the voting rights. Okay, you're asking for human rights. I'm going to ask for the voting rights.
Well, they're one and the same thing, or
nah.
That's
human rights and voting in America.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Here we're going to channel. In the human rights, the basic human right is water and to drink. And the thing is she says that there's something that's big that's going to come with water. We have pussyfooted around the issues. We have you know, here, I'll send you some roses and that will get it all over with. No, it's not. If we don't get on climate change, the thing is it's we're now at the where the money hits the road, because we need to be serious. We need to stop the money, stop the corruption, stop the obsession with money that is not a the money will not feed the family. The money will not keep you alive. The money will not be part of your thing. It is not the should not be the pinnacle of your process of government. You have to see the big picture, because it's coming, and we are not in a position to be we're not in a position to be you're not in a position to be lazy, to not be looking at this, because you have to hold on to everything you've got as far as any lead you can into this climate change, because that it will affect the human rights of the world. It's going to be scary before it gets better. There's going to be a lot of conflict over this, because judgments have to change. People have to change. There's no thought that it's going to be different all of a sudden. There's no, but we have to change minds, because everyone depends upon it. You have to show strength, because that is what is needed right now. It is the strength to stand up for your planet. It is the strength to stand up and vote. It is the strength to stand up, because we are not people who lay down and let things happen. We are the people. We are America. America must lead in this. America has to lead in this, because if America doesn't lead, all the other countries will back down. We have to realize there's a cause and effect to all of our actions, and the actions will not stop if we don't reassess our responsibility to those actions. The reaction of the planet will be catastrophic. So we've got to start it and start leading the other countries to come to this same conclusion, because it is real. And we have our hopes, our dreams, everything is set upon it. We have to do this. Okay.
Just one sec. I just had to write things down. I keep having cards falling all over. Um, I felt like it was like a cartoon type of thing, but with people at Pompeii at the bottom of the volcano, and the volcano is blowing up, and people don't have time to react. They're looking up at the volcano about to blow. There's a big plume of black, dark gray black cloud, and the the smoke is hiding a major issue there, and people are turning back to run. But then there are manifestations, people are contesting, protesting, and I felt that all must hear. And this is a time of truth, guys. We are at a time of truth. Women, earlier also, I felt that women have, like Emilia said, women do have a major role to play. And it's important that we vote. Even if we don't feel like it, vote. Vote. Please vote. It's not only for the United States that you're doing that, it's for the rest of the world. Vote.
Mhm.
Vote. I'm using this deck of cards for a specific reason. Um, Here is the king, the knight of wands, of sword, and this one is he wants to do something. AOC, AOC, AOC. She wants to do something. She has great ideas and she's charging, but the thing is, this is where the people are at. She's too far ahead. And we need to face that truth. We want to move faster, we want to move ahead, and we need to. Um, I know this is the Eight of Cups, and it's usually walking away, but I see this man at Pompeii down the mountain praying. This is the smoke I was seeing. The fire is within that smoke. There's a big imbalance. You need to bring balance back. You need to bring balance back. Everybody is not all bad. People need to bring balance back. The only way we can move farther ahead is together. Holy, Mansion is right. I almost said the F word. She does, doesn't she, Kelly? You do look very beautiful. Mansion
Oh,
is
thank
right.
you.
Okay, wait.
Okay. Well,
Temperance. Okay, balance, temperance. What Mansion says is that we need to move together. When she says that is right, it's about that. We need to be together, to work together. I think that that's what she's talking about, but she's not mentioning Seneca. She's meant or Cinema or whatever her name is.
yeah.
Can you believe I
Yeah.
said that? I'm sorry, I didn't listen to yours because I was so busy writing.
Yeah. Well, you should go back and listen to mine because sometimes, I mean,
Am I making
sometimes I
any
could feel her
sense?
talking. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Sometimes I could feel her talking through me because I used words I wouldn't use normally.
Yeah, I'll go back. Okay, this guy is not a guy. These are the people that we need to fight against. those new ones that have invaded the Republican parties that are Trumpists, these are the people we need to look out for. They're a minority, but they're loud.
Yeah.
We're fools. We act like fools.
I definitely got that she was terribly annoyed.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
Hmm.
Very, very annoyed.
Yeah.
We're acting
Hmm.
like fools. Um, mention again. But he is a fool. And he's the one we need to be careful about too. He's one that we need to be careful about too, even though she said that he was right. And it seems that this is the death card in this deck. Seems that the only way we'll be able to get through this, it seems, is as if we are going to have to go through a transition. We want to avoid that because that's very painful, right?
Right.
But the transition is going to come unless we do something. Judgment is coming, and then we'll be left hanging.
Mm.
And with this Eight of Swords, to me, that guy's in jail. That's like, yeah. So
Well,
she's being very blunt. It's not very,
yeah.
mm, yeah, everybody thinks you look fabulous. I thought so too. Nice
Oh,
scarf
thank
and the
you.
camisole and
Well, the camisole. When I realized that the scarf that I had matched this, I thought, oh, well, there we go. Because
it wasn't planned.
other people, no, other people, have. But I was walking by and my scarves were hanging there, and I thought, huh, okay, I'll wear that. other people match, take to the store and everything like that, and I just happened to, oh, cool, it matches. Let's go.
It's nice and it's a nice color on you, I think.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, this rusty kind of orange I can wear, but any
Your fall.
like yeah, I look green. I look sallow. I look,
Yeah. I'm a fall
like
color
the
as
living
well.
dead.
Yeah.
You know
So
the
I think that Mrs. Roosevelt basically is trying to kick us in the bottom,
Mhm.
and
But she is about climate change too. She was like, come on, people, get your
wake
head
up,
out of here.
bottom hole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, she didn't say any curse words or anything. The way she talked, it was very very. Um, it was
Stern.
like the most. Yeah, but it was stern, but it was the most what formal. I really haven't done uh many mediumship reads on, I guess, of people of her time period, of her background, because her diction was very precise.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll the dice. We've already done 3. Let's try again. And 2, the Hatchet Granny,
Oh yeah.
which is Carrie Nation. Um, she was uh, in the she was born in November 25th of 1846, died in June of 1911. She was a prohibitionist who she was. Nation is noted for attacking alcohol serving establishments, most often taverns, with a hatchet. She was big time in the temperance movement. She also was concerned about tight fitting clothing for women. She refused to wear a corset and urged women not to wear them because of their harmful effects on vital organs. She described herself as a bulldog running along at the feet of Jesus, barking at what he doesn't like, and claimed a divine ordination to promote temperance by destroying bars. It must be noted that many people in Moore's family suffered from mental illness. She was born in Kentucky, um, and uh, but they moved around a lot. Her mother was at times having delusions. Um,
I just saw a
Mary
picture.
believed, yeah, Mary believed that like at one point she believed that she was Queen Victoria. So this is her mother. So you know what I was wondering, she was a firecracker for the temperance movement, and she actually really got behind it. But um, what was what I'm wanting to know is she very devout and just believed in God in the way the church told her, or did she was she having delusions, or could it have been like she had gifts but didn't understand them? um, on the temperance movement, her methods escalated from simple protest to serenading saloon patrons with hymns accompanied by a hand organ, to greeting bartenders with pointed remarks such as "Good morning, destroyer of men's souls." She also helped her mother and her daughter, who had mental health problems. Dissatisfied with the results of her efforts, she began to pray to God for direction. On June 5, 1900, she felt she received her answer in the form of a heavenly vision. As Nation described, the next morning I was awakened by a voice which seemed to be speaking to my heart. These words, "Go to Kiowa," and my hands were lifted and thrown down, and the words, "I'll stand by you." The words "Go to Kiowa" were spoken in a murmuring musical tone, low and soft. "I'll stand by you" was very clear, positive, and empathic. I was impressed by it with a great inspiration, and the interpretation was very plain. It was this: take something in your hands and throw it at these places in Kiowa and smash them. Responding to the revelation, Nation gathered several rocks, or smashers as she called them, and proceeded to Dobson's saloon on January 7th, announcing, "Men, I have come to save you from a drunkard's fate." She began to destroy the uh, saloon stock with her catch of rocks. After she summarily destroyed two saloons in Kiowa, a tornado hit eastern Kansas, which Nation took as divine approval of her actions. So,
She finished in a sanitarium in Eureka Springs.
mhm.
Now in South Maple on Limit Street and South Maple Avenue, just outside Leavenworth.
Well, and women's rights marches. She did those in Kansas, Topeka, Kansas. She led hundreds of women that were part of the Home Defenders Army to march in opposition to saloons. Um, so she also kind of had the women's rights movement to get the vote was actually trying to like step away from her and still grab her in because of how one, how militant her actions were, and two, they knew this was another thing. They knew that the women's rights movement is not popular, but the temperance movement was even more not popular. And so it was like, what did we do? Did we?
Yeah.
So
Oh my
I
God.
really,
Okay.
she was.
Um,
I personally think she was a little bit disturbed, but I just kind of wondered.
look the deck I got.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm feeling pull.
Mm-hmm. I think she's a little bit disturbed,
Yeah,
but
me too. Hi, Sheila. Okay.
yeah, she was.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Uh, her mother, her entire family. She had there was a mother and a great aunt and a mother, a great aunt, and actually there was an uncle and her some of two 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 of her siblings were all bonkers as they could be. Um, I think they had, and it's interesting. The what she's showing me here is her mother had one thing, but her brother, was it a brother? Yeah, her brother was a like a psychopath.
He abused her,
Like,
didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, but he blamed it on drink, and that's where her own spiral began. Um, because it was easier to believe that the drink had made him do what he did rather than him doing what he did. And he was terribly strategic. Actually, he wanted something. He wanted power in something, and he was using her to what did and she became trapped in her own delusions, in her own um in her own thoughts, because in her mind everything was so clear and she couldn't understand why the people around her didn't see things the way she saw them. um she thought that it was her heart telling her to go and do these things, and it would be the Lord's divine will, but that her child deep within her was who she was striking out for. she got involved, and she was very, very high up in the temperance movement, but her behavior became more and more erratic, and her brother had realized that she had gotten out of control. So it was her abuser who put her in the asylum. And her thoughts on the drinking were so profound. He's the reason why they were, because he did that to her when he was under the influence. So she vilified the drink instead of her brother, whom she had real, it's like unusual amounts of respect or something, unusual amounts of, that's how he could manipulate her. And she used the church as her protection, to where that she could still go out and chop on these things, destroy this stuff and everything, and act out her own fantasies. But still, she was using that. She could act out her fantasies of destroying, killing something, and it just be the bottles. It's just the drink. She could act that out, what she wanted to do, I think, to other people. She's, even now, she feels, it's like her energy she is not now crazy, but her energy was so unstable. That's what she's trying to show me. Her energy was all over the place, and what did you do at the end of your life? What did you do? It was something bad. It was something very bad. What did you do?
What is the Jaybird Woodpecker War?
I don't know. But men died and she reveled in it. I don't know what she was responsible for. But men died and she reveled. I mean, we're talking have a party kind of reveled in it, because they had drank, and she was that crazy. Ooh.
She was a psychopath herself.
Oh yeah. And here's the temperance angel,
I really don't like her energy.
Yeah. Yeah, she wow. But I don't know if suspicious that President William McKinney was a secret drinker. Nation applauded his 1901 assassination because drinkers got what they deserved. And it's like several men died, and because they were in a drinking establishment, she was like, good, she wanted that. She thought they deserved that. And that's why it's like, ooh.
She did
So
applaud the assassination of President McKinley. I really do.
You don't have to read on her, dear.
No, I'm not. I'm not. It says that later in life, Nation exploited her name by appearing in vaudeville in the United States and music halls in Great Britain.
But
Probably why I got my clown cards out.
Probably. Whew. But it's like, if you drink, then you don't deserve to breathe my air. And I'm just like, I just cannot ever get behind that kind of thought process. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do, you deserve to breathe my air. You know?
Yeah.
Now there's a few people that I don't want. I don't really want to breathe in my air at the same time I am. but it's okay.
But all they say is that she had mental health issues. They don't say anything else.
Well, she had definite mental health issues.
Yeah.
Because in that one part, whenever it was like, it was just, it was a big group of men, and I don't know what she did that caused everyone to die, but
yeah, I don't know.
It was like a big group of men, and they were just all laying there, and she was laughing and dancing, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, that was not a happy place. Let's go see another crazy guy, Einstein. He was a crazy genius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but everything I've read about him, I mean, he was basically.
Well, I think he had dementia towards the end.
How did you? Hang on, let me get my dog out of here. How did you get in here?
Thank you very much, everyone. Was a feud between two political factions for the control of Fort Bend County. Thank you very much, Georgie. Hi, Kiba Lions. It was in 1889. That guy that she married, her second husband, was just as crazy as she was. Yes, I do agree. The balance of spirituality and religion is delicate. Using either one to justify acts of evil goes back to the beginning of recorded time, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I was just like, what?
Was Einstein part of the Manhattan Project?
I don't know. Let's see. He's a theoretical physicist. We know that. Let me see. I don't know. I know that Einstein him and a group of other scientists wrote and got the Manhattan Project. You get the interest going in the Manhattan Project because they were so afraid Germany was going to get it first, get the atomic bomb before us. And
so the Manhattan Project was was basically getting the atomic bomb. However, it turned out later on to become a time travel thing.
I don't know.
Okay. Let's have a look, shall we?
Yeah. Okay. On the eve of World War II, he endorsed a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt alerting him to the potential German nuclear weapons program and recommended that the U.S. begin similar research. Einstein supported the Allies, but generally denounced the idea of nuclear weapons. See, that was the thing. He was basically a pacifist, but he said, you cannot let Germany do it before we do it because that would be disaster, you know? So,
Hmm. Oh, Einstein was considered a security risk.
because he was German, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he was Jewish, so
On top of it,
that would
yeah, but
kind of,
they didn't believe for a long time that it really the Jewish the Holocaust was happening. So, and they only understood once they got there the extent. Okay, the Manhattan Project was a research and development undertaking during World War II that produced the first nuclear weapons. It was led by the US and the United Kingdom with the support of the United Kingdom and Canada. Ooh, Canada. So really it's about the
okay.
nuclear bomb and not time travel.
Yeah. But the other thing
Oh, I'm
that,
mixing the Philadelphia experiment with the Manhattan Project. Sorry.
there you go. That's where you, hang on, hang on. Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah. I just, I just sneezed 4 times in a row. And it was not, it was loud and it was not pleasant. So, okay, let's go on.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Albert Einstein, uh, because he was a pacifist and everything, did did he have any regrets about the did he have any regrets that you know he made that horrible weapon possible? I mean, or how he he pushed for that when he saw that after he learned of the devastation. I just wonder if he actually knew what what the Germans, what everybody. I mean, I don't think that he ever. I mean, I do believe that he probably thought better us than them, but at the same time, I don't know. I just think it would eat at him because he was a pacifist.
Hmm.
Um, what? what things
He liked the
do
lady.
you want to? You like what?
He liked the ladies.
Yeah.
My general purpose was to make people aware of the laws of physics. It was to help. I died of a broken heart. He never thought that any of his discoveries could be used militarily. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, it was just a ruse. Facade. Something about it was just a ruse or just a facade. Sometimes the way he acted or the way he dressed or something was just a ruse or a
Mm,
facade to hide what he really felt inside. He was trapped.
mm, yeah. And it was like he needed.
Oh,
You said he liked women, but I think the thing is he needed that um, adulation. He needed. He had such a dark place where no one could enter it. It was very lonely. So he needed the accolades of women and the the physical sexual attraction to pull him back to reality. It was like it's almost as if that sex grounded him, and but it wasn't just the sex, it was that you know, passionate, you know, he needed his wife because he needed a center, someone to actually you know, love. But he needed that. Uh, he needed that influx of of desire and want and oh, you're so good and blah 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 from different people.
Mhm.
And he actually felt guilt about cheating on his wife, but it's like he realized if he was going to stay sane and focused, he had to have something to balance his going within. It was almost as if he could go within and stay there and not come out. Do you get that?
What is schizotypal traits? They said that he had that he would have been diagnosed with Asperger or
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the autistic spectrum type of thing. I don't understand that very
Mm-hmm.
well. I think that was a
Well,
way of for a mechanism of defense for him for what he had to do in his life, and that's why that's it was a front. It was like he was trapped. He
let's
was
see.
trapped.
What does Einstein think of
Yeah.
the nuclear state of affairs in the world?
You know, Putin, Iran, North Korea, China, United States, Great Britain, France.
And he says that they're foolish. It's they are messing with things that um
Yeah.
I I think that they should do no. He says I think that the world should come together and dismantle it. Dismantle. Dismantle. I'm just hearing dismantle because it it has no it
Yeah.
has no use besides destruction because even in its to use its power, if you get a leak or if you know it's not a force of nature. It's not something that
Mhm.
the earth can, so it needs to go away
Yeah,
because yeah, do you get that?
I do. I Okay, now this I know nothing about this, so take this for what it's worth, but I feel like he's saying take it to the sun. Destroy
Yeah.
it. Don't just send it in space, take it to the sun. But I don't know
Yeah.
how. Yeah. They were saying that many people many geniuses are diagnosed with Asperger's or um, autistic spectrum syndrome or something like that. And yes, he had learning
Mm-hmm.
disability. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Edison was dyslexic, and I think that Einstein was as well.
But he doesn't. It's like
He had a
he
purpose when he
didn't.
came here.
Yeah, yeah, he really did. He he didn't feel like true guilt about the bomb. the nuclear bomb, because
Oh.
all he did was encourage its its instance, and get them working on it, because the Germans were doing it at the time, and he was terrified. So he doesn't feel any, but there's something he could have created, and he's showing it to me, and it doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know physicist. But he said it was not, you couldn't do it because the it the
Had to.
natural laws had to be addressed, and if you went against the, I think he come up with something that was just as bad, but he shelved
Black
it
hole.
because it was too, it might have been,
Something about that where the Earth would have
it was too
disappeared.
bad.
Yeah, where the Earth could have
Yeah,
disappeared. Is that it?
it was,
Mhm.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And he would not do it.
No. There are more than one thing.
Yeah. And I see diagrams, and like a blackboard with all kinds of writing on it.
He understood how parallel universes worked
Mm.
because I keep seeing parallel lines. My God, tonight has been one heck of an experience for me. Um, Something about the Big Bang Theory doesn't jive. I thought that was proven. The Big Bang Theory
Mm.
is wrong or something. I thought that was a proven fact.
Well, it's proven until somebody else comes up with something else that they can connect it enough to make it. It's still a theory. It's not a. If you have a
Yeah, that's
theory,
true.
you have something that's supported by, this many facts. And so, yeah, okay, we can go with that. But if you find this something that contradicts that theory, if you can get, like, one more fact that it covers that the last one didn't, everybody will go with yours. That's basically
Yeah. And Miss Charlotte
what
is
a
saying that
theory.
some channelers say the Big Bang never happened, according to some
Mm-hmm.
channelers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, yeah, and but I don't know. He's come up with. I wish I was smart enough to understand all the stuff he's written, because he's. It was like I could feel my mind just, what little I could understand. I was like blown away.
Mhm.
Wow. What 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 do you want to leave us with? What do you want to do? Is it something to clarify about your life that everybody's always thought of you? Is it something for our lives? Is it, oh,
A cone That's
Okay.
like a black hole. He understands how black hole work. He knows what's on the other side of the black hole. He knows what happens when you go through a black hole. He saw the world with ones and zeros. He saw the world in a binary mode.
Yes. 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 Because that that's more like he doesn't think in pictures, he thinks in numbers. That's where you're getting the binary, like ones and zeros. That's where you're getting that, because his world was numbers and um they made such perfect sense to him. It was like he was conducting a symphony.
And he's saying we are so illusioned. We are so in the illusion delusion mode. We are so um, limited. Um, yeah, he knows about dark matter.
Yeah, dark matter.
Yeah, it's like the Big Bang Theory. It started from nothing. Well, what created nothing, right?
Yeah.
Here we have the Two of Swords in this deck. It's a card that is relating to peace, making choices and giving and receiving in order to create an environment of peace.
Yeah. And
Ascension. Ah, Ascension. That's the judgment card. But I see him ascending somewhere.
yeah. And I think I think that um his look, I just picked it up off the top of the deck and I got this. There
Is
was
that the
so many
death
times.
card?
No, that's
What
the
is it?
Eight of Swords.
Okay. Yeah, he was trapped.
Yeah, and I think and he was trapped by himself because he was brilliant and he knew all this stuff. He had all this stuff in his head, but he would write it in chalk so that he could erase it because he couldn't share that with the world.
Hmm.
That, wow, he couldn't. That's the reason why he had all the women and all the thing. He had things in his mind that he could not let it out because
Hmm.
if he did it, that's where the um that's where he would go sink deep within his hell and and look at all of the like you said, the he saw things in like computer code, like numbers and
Ones and
letters,
zeros.
because
Yeah.
that he wrote algebraic from.
Yeah.
I can't understand you.
Me?
Are you stopped? Okay, my internet may be acting up.
Yeah, it is acting up a little bit. Yeah. But I'm gonna stop because I'm getting seasick. I'm getting my stomach is getting upset.
Okay.
But I got that was whoa something.
Yeah.
Good night, flowing. Please rest well, drink plenty of water, get
Yeah.
Gatorade, and
Yeah.
take good care of yourself.
Hugs, flowing. I'm so concerned about you.
I like what you
But
say, Shelby Lisa. I have a real problem with theories, something that can't be proven. Sounds like a religion to me.
yep.
You go on faith, yeah, unless it can
Yep.
mathematically be proven. You know, one person that I think protests too much is Neil deGrasse Tyson about aliens out there not coming and not visiting the planet and things like that.
Hmm.
He knows that he's another one that knows stuff that anyway. The genius of the planet. So take good care of yourself, Joji. Good night. I'm
Good
gonna say
night,
good night to
everyone.
everyone.
Do you want
Love you
me?
all.
Do you want us to do a card for the collective
Oh
as we go?
yes. Yes, please. Let's do that. A card for the collective. Yeah. Let's end on a high note.
That's what I thought.
I love that deck.
Okay. I got this one. I
Mm.
really love that card. It's Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. You know, if we can stop for a little while and rest our bodies, rest our minds, and go within, we can actually transform ourselves because it's only through going within that we find balance. When we find balance, our gifts are revealed. And so, you know, take that time to, even if it's only, 10 minutes before you go to sleep at night, take that time to go within, to find balance, and to be in gratitude and accept the gifts you're given, and then work with the gifts you're given. Not, oh, well, I got this. Well, I really want that. Work with what you got, and you would be amazed at how much more, how much deeper, how much greater that little gift was than the one you started.
That's a good one. I got the card of revolution, and it's about don't compare yourself to others. Just be yourself, claim your life, take responsibilities for it. There's no right or wrong way to live your life as long as it is in peace, in harmony with you, within you, with your values, with the world. You know, it's just be wary of, they say be wary of false markers. It's not always time to harvest. Without periods of rest, planning, planting, and nurture, there may be no harvest. So the life is a cycle. It's a wheel that keeps on turning. And what appears to begin, rise, fall away, and end is but a small part in an endless journey. without any clear start or climax. In the bright stillness of the divine mind, every journey flows through love. This is your journey, your time, your season to shine. I have a poem here. May I read it?
Sure.
It is from Tony Carmine Salerno. A leaf is falling, smiling at the clouds, in total freedom and trust. The divine nature holds all in its embrace. I'm sorry, I can't read. In the heart of a bustling city, in the soul of a forest, a glowing ray shines through. A lonely seagull glides over the ocean, while the desert sings its soulful song. A whisper, a cry, a child is born, and someone sheds a tear of joy while somewhere else, someone else, cries tears of sadness. The world goes on turning. The divine nature is present in all things. Hmm.
I like that.
Without winter, there can be no springs.
Yeah, I like
So,
that.
me too. On that,
And I don't know about Chiron, so we'll have to talk about that the next time, Miss Charlotte. But I don't know about Chiron, but it sounds interesting.
yeah,
I will see you ladies later, and
on
mwah,
tomorrow and Friday.
mhm,
Bye.
bye.